All right, so how's everybody?
Well,
Good. How are you?
Doing
Two
great.
practices.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've had 2 good days.
you've got basically a brand new quarterback room almost. Like, what's standing out about those guys, and what do you like about them?
Well, I tell you what, it's a great room. First off, bringing in 4 new quarterbacks, they have really worked well together. I think they're having a lot of fun together. They're competing with each other. It's a great room. John DiBiaso and the new guys, they've put a lot of time and effort into it. They had great preparation, in the off season for spring practice. Really proud and pleased with the group that we have.
The quarterbacks are new, but you do have a lot of returning guys at other positions on offense. Can you see that these guys have been through the offense for a year, that they've got familiarity with the playbook? Is it different this year than it was last
Yeah, it's
spring?
totally different. You know what? Last year at this time, we went through a methodical installation. Install 1, install 2. We felt like we had to get the personality of the run game going early in camp last year. This year, really, we're picking up from the UCLA game. If you take a look at our installation, we probably have 60% of the offense in today. Whether that's the base run game, the base pass game, the systems of no huddle that we use. So the players, I think, have really enjoyed it because we're not holding them back going through methodical installations. We come out here and we play ball. The other thing that I can tell, and all of us can tell as offensive coaches, is that our players know what they're doing. Take a look at the receiver group. Last year at this time, it was a methodical installation. They were learning a new system. And when you look at guys like Bob Means and Tay, you can not only see that they know exactly what they're doing, but you see the leadership and what a great job they're doing helping others through it.
What percentage would you say you had in after day 2 last year? You said 60%.
Oh,
today.
maybe about 15%. I mean, we were teaching the run game. We were teaching the system of the run game, the system of the protection game, the passes. It was very methodical going through, let's say it was 10 installations last year, because we had a system to teach. Well, the system's been taught, and the players know the system. So as coaches, we don't ever want to hold them back. We want to come out here and play football as fast as we can. So when you looked at practice 1 and 2, you saw a lot of offense. You saw a lot of volume, and you saw different styles of play. And that's a tribute to the players. They've done such a great job preparing and playing.
What's it like having Phil back and working with him again?
Well, first off, it's great always being around players that you've been with in the past. Got great respect for Phil as a person and as a player. Always happy for guys to come home. Like I got a chance last year to come home. Phil being a Pittsburgh kid. And I'm really proud of the growth and maturity that I've seen in him as a person and as a player. And once again, it's a great room. Those guys are really working well together. They're having fun and they're competing.
You said there was some growth for Phil based on, when you saw him last but now, but what's different about Phil based on when he was at Boston College versus now?
I see, technically this would be Phil's 3rd year in this system with myself. Mm-hmm. And I can just see that he has played in it. He knows the calls. He knows what to do. He's made very good decisions. He's been decisive with the ball. Obviously, his athleticism shows up, whether it's in the run game or the scramble phase that you've seen the first 2 days. And I've seen a growth and maturity in him in terms of leadership. He's always been the ultimate competitor. But you've seen the maturity that you just love to see in all of these players as they go through this time in their life.
What do you see from Christian and Nate as they kind of battle?
I tell you what, 2 great guys. Obviously, as you stand out here and watch Christian, he's been blessed with talent, as the whole group has. Christian throws a beautiful ball. The ball spins so pretty. He's got a nice live body. He's smart. He puts a lot of time and effort into it. Like we said, when Phil came in and Christian came in, they knew that, hey, there would be a competition here, between Phil, Christian, and Nate. And I think those guys have worked well together. They've done a great job out here through 2 practices, and it's a talented group.
How was maybe this competition different than last year's competition with both Keaton and Nick? opposed to just dynamic-wise, with 3 guys opposed to 2 guys last year?
Well, it's different because you got 3 guys in the mix, truly. You know, last year at this time, Nate wasn't even practicing. We didn't even know who Nate was yet, you know. And you got guys like last year that have won football games before. You know, just like last year when we had Keaton and Nick, you know, they had some experience to them. And we're fortunate enough this year where Phil and Christian, hey, they've won games. Phil's won a lot of games. Christian beat Rutgers up there at Penn State, and Nate beat Western Michigan. You know, we were one of only a few teams last year that won football games with 3 different quarterbacks. And we got a great group.
You had 2 guys switch positions going from defense to offense, Dorian and Javonte. What did you like about their skill sets that made them fitting for that change?
Yeah, you know what? They're great kids. They're really good players. The defense liked those guys a lot too. You know, when you look at Dorian Ford, we just loved his measurables to be an offensive lineman. We loved his mental makeup, his toughness. He's a guy that, hey, since I've been here, we talked about a lot. I know Coach Partridge loves Dorian too, and we're happy to have him. Then Javonte, man, look at his measurables once again. You know, the height, the range, the length, the speed, and you know, this spring will be big for those 2 guys.
Put a couple more, and then we'll get to our players waiting in the wings. Anything else? No?